guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
Last time on fucking Chucky.
Last time on fucking
I'm Jay. Hey, tonight we're discussing season 2 of the Sci-Fi Channel's Chucky, presented by the sexual, and may I add, magician-like Don Mancini, who said, guess what? I know you're doing a remake in 2019, but you can suck my Chucky dick. I think this episode is called Halloween 2, which is actually cool. It is
so much atmosphere.
There's a lot of cool things happening at the very beginning of this. You have a flashback. Well, I think it's like going back to what happened at the end of season 1, where Andy is driving a truck full of Chuckies, holding Andy hostage. He's supposed to transport all these Chuckies across state lines so that the Chuckies can take over the world. The episode starts with the same kind of comedy and the same kind of black comedy that you're expecting. Dark, humorous. The fuck word is thrown around. Like this. This series feels like Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It feels exactly the same way, and I like it a lot for that. And they respect the material. But in the back of the truck, the 3 Chuckies gather around, and the 2 Chuckies are like, they have their butcher's knife, and then the bald Chucky's like, where's my butcher's knife? And he's like, they handed him out at orientation. Dude. And he's like, what the fuck?
It's such a cool scene too, because like it's these Chuckies in the back of this truck, and they're all looking at each other. And one's bald as fuck. He's like, "What's your all's problem?" He's like, "You're bald as fuck, Jim."
He's like, but he's like, you know what it is? They say, and he's like, "What are you all laughing at?" He's like, "Bald men are more venereal or venereal. Don't be a venereal asshole."
For me, like the whole Child's Play thing, and we have a whole video planned about this, but like Chucky's never been that scary to me, because it's like, it's one tiny doll. Like, kick that fucker. Like, just punt him and he's gone. For me, the Child's Play franchise has always should have gone to Chucky can like control 1,000 Chuckies. And if there's 1,000 Chuckies, that's way fucking scarier. You know what I mean?
It's
because like they can do shit.
It's like the fucking architect in the Matrix 2.
Yeah, exactly.
KFC.
So
Colonel Sanders controls.
They
the
touched the cusp of that, right? Like 1,000 Chuckies scares me. It freaks me out. 1 Chucky, 2 Chuckies, not that big of a deal. But they had that going for them, and I feel like they clipped it a little bit. Because he drives it. Eventually, he drives it. Andy fakes him out, drives him off a fucking ledge. They're all dead, and that whole story's gone. And then we go right back into
now we get
1.
into the actual thing that's happening.
But it was a cool idea for a second.
Yeah, like listen, 1 or 2 Chuckies is like a politician. Hundreds of them? Is that Congress? Shit, I'm scared.
It scares me.
What the fuck is gonna happen? Oh my god, I better not lose my Social Security. Anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, as it continues, this season, or this episode, I mean.
Oh, dude, the pumpkin thing was dope.
No, yeah, the very opening, when they do the whole Halloween trick-or-treat thing.
That was cool.
And again, I feel like they were paying homage to
Halloween too.
Michael Myers, Halloween. Yeah, and of course, I mean, I know that we're Halloween fanboys. I guess you could call us fans. Not that we stalk him or anything, but Michael Myers is our hero.
A bit.
But it really did feel very reminiscent of a Michael Myers opening shot. Wow!
This is what I want, Jim.
This is where Jason Blum took filming school at. But no, it was really cool. It was really neat. It immediately flowed. Yeah. It just flowed. But then
we go into
what
the
happens?
Corny love scenes.
Yes, the corny love scene.
Yeah.
I don't care what your situation is. I don't care how much you love Lauren each other. Let me just see Chucky and some cool shit. Yeah. But this goes on a little bit too long than it should, and then I'm like, oh my god.
And like straight up, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's 2 guys.
I don't care.
But like they go right into this, and this is a theme that runs through at least the first 2 episodes that we watch. And then you have the corny music over top of it.
Yeah,
and it feels
that was bad.
So awful. Like,
that
was bad.
Yeah, dude. Like it was like you know, like the music they used in those love scenes was like if you're driving and you're just like scrolling through your fucking radio station and you hear like a bullshit Lady Gaga generic song, you're like, yeah, that's
up and dance.
And listen, don't mind Mike. He just came back from a cross burning last night. I hate that we have to explain that, but that's what you have to do with today's day and age, because everybody's going to take one thing like, oh, you didn't like it because they were gay? No, I didn't like it because it took away from the story.
I don't want to watch 2 teenagers make out in any situation.
I don't give a shit.
So
where's Chucky?
weird.
Where's the butchering?
Yeah.
Where's the blood?
Yeah.
Let's get to that, Jim. Anyhow, so that happens for a little while. It actually takes up too much. Shut the fuck. Those dogs.
Hey, dogs, stop it. They stopped.
No, but Jake gets a phone call and he's taking his little foster brother out to trick or treat because he thinks he's Batman. That foster brother's stupid. But anyway,
Holy emerald cheese, Batman.
Holy Halloween City costumes. I just ripped my pants trying to take it off to poop. But no, Jake is taking his little brother out and he's going to miss his date with Devin. So he gets a phone call at some point and it sounds like Brad Dourif, and I'm sure it is. It just doesn't sound like Brad Dourif as Chucky, but it sounds like Brad Dourif. And he does the classic line, "Is Tamara there?" Which is obviously a callback to The Strangers.
That's fun as fuck.
And I thought it was cool as fuck.
The whole scene that unfollows after that is so fucking Scream.
I do.
By the way,
like
the way that they like Jake is on the phone and Devin's on the phone and they have that three-way call going on.
That was cool. They were calling their fucking cocaine addicted friend Lexi, and she's of course snorting coke off some guy's dick. But literally,
they went hard on that though.
Yeah.
Every time she would snort coke, she'd be like, and then it would be like, oh.
Yeah, and listen, I like her character, okay, and I
like LeBron doing up the.
her fucking cane sitting in the middle of the ring where the fucking flames come up.
They honed it on. They were like, cocaine is awesome.
I liked how they were doing that in 2022. It's like, I got to get a bump. It's like, is this 2022 or 1982? Because who the fuck? Like, she was doing shit like Sarah Michelle Gellar did in Cruel Intentions. I just got to get a bump. But anyhow, she's a fine character. She gets a trick-or-treat knock. Her stupid little sister lets this asshole come in that it's only from the POV, so you don't know who it is, but we know who it is. It's like, I gotta use your bathroom. I gotta take a dump. Or he didn't say it like that, but that's pretty essential.
Like in Clerks?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Sonny. Do you have the nice toilet paper in the back? I appreciate you, Sonny.
Oh, Sonny, it cuts up my ass if it's not the right kind. Ultimately, what happens, the big pivotal moment of this episode, is that fucking Jake has a stupid foster brother. Stupid. Dumb. He shows up at the door with Chucky, who's talking and moving, and with a goddamn homemade bomb. Tell us that we didn't grow up in Columbine days.
They do a therapy session where there's like, hey, I'm going to introduce this new doll into your house. I know you're scared of fucking dolls, but here's the brand new doll. And I don't know what the doll had to do with anything because it never actually...
Oh, Belle? Wedding Belle, they called her.
It never amounted to anything, but they introduced this new doll.
And it looks like Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, that whole thing. Like, whatever you want to do with that.
Yeah.
But eventually, what's cool about the episode is they're in this suburban home in the middle of nowhere, and then this fucking kid who's like, holy guacamole,
so
Batman.
stupid.
Yeah, he shows up and he's like, hey, I got a fucking doll.
That kid was so dumb.
He's literally holding like a goddamn Dennis
It's
Hopper.
a homemade fucking bomb.
Yeah, it's goddamn Dennis Hopper fucking pop quiz hotshot speed bomb. And they're like, come on in, Jim. And they're sitting there.
This motherfucker act like Carrot Top. He's like, I got all sorts of props. He's like, I got a doll with the fucking homemade Folgers bomb.
It's so fucked up. But the whole idea with Chucky is that it's like, hey, there's like several of Chucky's now. We don't know how many Chucky's survived the Andy cliff dive, but like this Chucky's there and he's ready to suicide bomb the shit out of shit. So it's like, it's kind of a scary moment. He's like, I'm just waiting for Lexi to come downstairs when she's done snorting her fucking colostomies or whatever the fuck it was.
The clonazepam.
Yeah. She comes downstairs and then
she was so dumb because they had texted her like, hey, Chucky's downstairs. She was like,
I'm too fucked up.
She walks to the top and she's like, is somebody down there? Huh? And then she walked. It reminded me of my ex-wife when I was like, hey, stay upstairs because nobody wants to talk to you because you're drunk.
I have to vacuum.
And then she was like, I'm coming downstairs. Who's drinking? Because she comes downstairs like Nosferatu. You see her fucking shadow. She's like, ooh, Chucky. I was like, yeah, if you had checked your fucking phone, you snort addict. The kid runs into the kitchen. And by the way, it wasn't he's just a stupid kid. He runs into the kitchen. He sees the Wedding Belle doll sitting there at the table. And he's like, oh, a new doll to play with. That could be my Batgirl. And then you have Chucky go, and jump behind it and hit the fucking trigger. And this goddamn Riddler smoke goes up. And everyone dies except the kid dies. Here's the thing. That kid deserved it. Yeah. He was an asshole.
He was a dick.
Like, listen, I never wished for the death of a kid in the movie ever, except for one. And that was for fucking, The one that screamed in the back seat. The Babadook.
Oh, Babadook, yeah.
Fuck that kid.
And then the green smoke bomb happens, which is pretty cool because it's like a Call of Duty, like suburban
when the green smoke.
fucking...
Well, here's the thing: when the green smoke happened, I thought that the Green Goblin was going to fly. Like, nobody says no to me. I thought it was going to be the former boys' home that they use in Chucky 3.
That would have been cool. And that's kind of the idea, right?
Well, yeah, but the military, like, I was like, oh my God, that's fucking badass. Because that's where Andy and that one kid, and I was like, this is fucking cool. It used to be a military school for boys. I thought it was going to be like that, and I was like, oh, it's for that.
But even as they're pulling up there, which is kind of dumb anyway, that they're like, hey, these 3 kids were involved in this thing. Let's send them together to the school.
By the way, that nun that reads them is hot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
That goes places, too. But as they're there, this package gets delivered, and you know it's fucking Chucky, and then that's the end of the episode.
But no, I think overall, I think it was great. I liked it a lot. And again, I feel like they just continued the success from the first season. I didn't feel let down. When are you not happy to hear Brad Dourif's voice doing Chucky? When are you not happy to hear that? That's so cool. That's nostalgic as fuck. That brings a piece of your childhood back, at least for us when we watched horror movies when we were kids. And I love it, man. I love it. I'm glad that Don Mancini's on board with this. And obviously you could feel his fingers all through this, just like you can feel it in your butt. I love it, man. Thumbs up. And I'm glad they're continuing on with this goddamn season.
We will be here for recaps of every episode of the Chucky franchise. So stay tuned and goddamn subscribe, or I'll eat your butt.
I'll voodoo some shit too.
He'll do it too. I've seen him.
I will voodoo your fucking ass, and then I'll make Mike eat it.
Halloween never ends, suck my fucking dick, and I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box, or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not, yeah. So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking. Let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS. Cause Halloween never ends, Halloween never ends, Halloween never ends, yeah.